Fight fans, Kelsey McCarson here for the Boxing Channel. I have Corey Erdman from the Fight Network. Corey knows about Dierry Jean, somebody I've only seen fight once, says he's seen him fight several times, almost all of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, before the Cleotis Pendarvis fight, I had the chance to call pretty much all of Dierry Jean's fights on the way up. So although I'm trying to remain impartial, this is kind of like graduation day, I guess, seeing Dierry Jean get up on the big stage for the first time. And, you know, like you and many others, this might be everyone's introduction to him, and it just so happens to be the time that he gets a crack at the world title.
Of course, Peterson has fought at a higher level than Jean, but Jean is undefeated. Jean all week has said he's going to work on pressuring Lamont Peterson. He wants him to remember his loss to Lucas Matisse. How do you think that plays out?
Well, you know, I haven't seen Dierry Jean do that ever in his career. I've seen him do a lot of things, but I've never seen Dierry be a pressure fighter. To me, that might be just him trying to get into Lamont's head, maybe the best way he knows how. But I do think that he wants to capitalize on what might be a weakness in Peterson. Is he fully recovered from the Matisse loss? One thing I do know is that Dierry Jean has the power that if Peterson isn't fully recovered from something like that, he has the power to exploit a weakness like that if given the opportunity.
What does Peterson have to do to put that loss behind him? What does he have to do when, it's one thing to say, and he said all week, I'm fine, I put it behind me, it's only the media that thinks about it, but something tells me that when that bell rings, things are going to be a little different.
Well, I think he can't be tentative, and not just because he needs to quickly get over this, but because Lamont Peterson at his best is a good pressure fighter. He's accurate on the inside. He's cerebral. He chooses his punches really well on the inside, so he just needs to get in there and do it. And the greater reason for that is because Dierry hasn't seen that ever before in his career. He's never faced a true good pressure fighter throughout his career. So this would be the first time he'd do it, and he's going to be doing it against one of the best in the game. So if Lamont can do what he does when he's at his best, the way he looked against Kendall Holt, against Victor Caio, that could spell trouble for Dierry Jean.
So yeah, so for Peterson, one of the keys that Al Bernstein said to the fight is Peterson needs to mix it up. And he doesn't mean stand in front and fight the whole time. He means sometimes he's going to need to box, sometimes he's going to lead, he's going to be the pressure fighter. How do you see that happening?
Well, I think Al's right. And I think what he's alluding to is the fact that, again, Dierry hasn't seen that many looks throughout his career. Has he been moved soft throughout his career? Not necessarily, but he has been handled by Eye the Tiger Management, which is a smaller promotional company. They don't have the resources that someone like a Golden Boy or a Top Rank would. They had to pick who they had to fight all the way up on, through the IBF, through whatever means they had. So Dierry hasn't had the opportunity to face different fighters like that. Lamont is a guy, as Al pointed out, that is good at a lot of things. He's kind of like a Timothy Bradley, the way that they describe him. He's very good at a lot of things. So if he can give Dierry Jean a bunch of different looks on the first time he ever steps up on this stage, he might confuse him just enough to get out of his hometown or stay in his hometown with the world title.
You got any predictions for the fight?
I don't know that I can make a prediction. Again, I'm trying to remain as impartial as I possibly can. I think if Peterson puts the pressure on Jean, I could see him getting the decision. Again, the crowd's going to react to everything that he's doing in there. But if Peterson is tentative and he allows Jean to use what I think is a superior hand speed, then I think that Jean can come out on top. So I could see it going both ways.
All right, he's Corey Erdman. I'm Kelsey McCarson. This is the Boxing Channel.